Welcome back to the series Complete Guide, where I show you not only which sites to see, but also which foods you have to try, as well as which hotel to stay in. In this episode, we are going to explore one of Europe's most beautiful capital cities, Athens. So, without further ado, let's explore Athens together. Before talking about the sites, you need to know how to get from the airport to the city. While you can take a taxi, I wouldn't recommend it as it will cost you more than 50 euros. Instead, you should buy a metro ticket that lasts 90 minutes and costs you 9 euros. With this ticket, you can not only reach the city center, but also your accommodation, which makes it practical. Just keep in mind that on your way back, not all of the metros of the line M3 go to the airport, but only every half an hour. Using the metro in Athens is quite easy and convenient. There are different types of tickets that you can purchase depending on the length of your stay. If you are staying more than 3 days, then the 5-day ticket is perfect for you as it only costs around 8 euros. First up is the beautiful quarter of Monastiraki. This area is full of nice shops where you can buy souvenirs, and it is also the place from where you can visit some of Athens' most beautiful sites. Just a couple of minutes from Monastiraki Square lies the church of Panagia Kapnikarea. It is one of the oldest churches in Athens, built in the early 11th century and also colloquially known as Monastiraki, which means little monastery in Greek, thus giving its name to the area. Unfortunately, filming inside the church is not allowed, but believe me, you will not regret seeing it from the inside. Next up is the Agora. The Agora was the marketplace of the cities in ancient Greece, and this one was built in the 6th century BC. The highlight of the Agora is of course the temple of Hephaestus. This temple was built in honor of the Greek god Hephaestus, who was the god of artisans, blacksmiths, carpenters and so on. The state in which the temple is in is truly astonishing if you keep in mind that it was built in 415 BC. In fact, it is the best preserved ancient temple in all of Greece. The reason for its immaculate state is that it has been used continuously from the year 700 until 1834 as a Greek Orthodox church. Before telling you the entry fee, you have to keep in mind that it highly depends on when you visit Athens, as in the high season, which starts from the 1st of April and lasts until the 31st of October, prices are higher, while in the low season they are of course lower. So, in high season the standard entry fee is 10 euros, while in the low season it is 5 euros. One tip from me is that if you want to visit Agora and several other places, you should definitely buy the combined tickets pass, which includes the Agora, a ticket for the Acropolis, as well as 6 other sites for only 30 euros. Also, if you are under 25 years of age, you can buy this package for free. So, if you want to check it out, I left the link of the site where you can buy the pass down in the description box. Next up is the Roman Agora. As the name suggests, this agora was built during the Roman times in 17 BC. The highlight of this agora is definitely the Tower of Winds. The special thing about it is that it is the only surviving clock tower from the ancient era. The entry fee is 8 euros in high season, while 4 euros in the low season. The best part is that this site is also included in the Athens ticket pass. As it would be a shame visiting Greece without trying its amazing cuisine, I'm going to show you some must-try dishes. First up is the national dish of Greece called moussaka. Moussaka is made out of layered eggplants, potatoes with ground meat in a rich tomato sauce and a bechamel sauce on top of it. Another classic is the Greek salad, which consists typically of tomatoes, onions, cucumbers, olives and a big piece of feta on top of it, sprinkled with oregano and olive oil. Now we have the famous gyros. Gyros is pork meat cooked on a rotisserie, which is served either as a sandwich or, as you can see now, is served alongside french fries, onions and of course tzatziki. Tzatziki is a popular spread made out of yogurt, cucumbers, olive oil and garlic. All these foods you can try out at a restaurant called Ellada. Next up is the intriguing Hadrians Library. This ancient library was built, as the name suggests, during the reign of the Roman Emperor Hadrian in 132 AD. The entry fee in the summer season is 6 euros, while in the winter season it is only 3 euros, while if you have the Athens pass it is already included. If you want an amazing view over Athens, then you need to head to the Lycabettos Hill. You can of course go up the entire hill, or you can take a cable car which costs 7 euros for one way and 10 euros for both ways. So sit back and enjoy the ride. Once on top of the hill, you can see how large Athens truly is. There is also the small but beautiful chapel of St. George that you can visit for free. From the top of the hill you have an amazing view overlooking the entire city of Athens, as well as the Aegean Sea. Now that you have seen some of the places you can visit in Athens, it is now time to talk about which hotel you can spend the night. I will recommend the apartment called Lycabettos because it is located just one metro station from Monastiraki, and with the price of 40 euros per night, it is also quite cheap. Also, in the night you have a good view over the Acropolis. Next up is the Syntagma Square. This square is the new city center, and the main site of the square is without a doubt the Parliament. The Parliament was built in 1843, initially as the Royal Palace, and since 1929 it served as the Parliament of the Hellenic Republic. Similarly to the Buckingham Palace, there are guards in typical fall costumes patrolling in front of the Parliament. During my visit, there was a visit of the President of Greece to the Parliament, and as you can see, he was greeted by a military parade. If you want to escape the hustle and bustle of the city for a moment, you can head to the beautiful national park, which is located just next to the Parliament. Next up is another highlight of Athens, the Panathenaic Stadium. It is no secret that the Olympic Games we all know and love were invented here almost 3000 years ago. On this side, where the modern stadium stands, was also an ancient stadium built in 400 BC, where the Panathenaic Games were held. After Christianity became the state religion, the Olympic Games were banned and largely forgotten about, until in 1869, when the ancient stadium was excavated right here. The modern stadium you can visit now was built in 1896 and hosted the first modern Olympic Games. Also very remarkable is the fact that this is the only stadium in the world entirely made out of marble. That is why in Greek it is also known as Kali Marmara, which means beautiful marble. You can also visit the museum of the stadium, where you can learn more about the modern Olympic Games. The standard entry fee in the high season is 10 euros, while in low season it is 5 euros. Unfortunately, this site is not included in the combined tickets pass. The next food I can highly recommend is called souvlaki. Souvlaki is either chicken or pork grilled on a skewer. While the dish sounds very simple, it is definitely a must try while in Greece, as it is one of the most delicious foods you have ever tried. A very good spot where you can eat souvlaki is called street souvlaki. Now it is the moment you have all been waiting for, as it is time to talk about the site that everyone wants to visit while in Athens. It is no other than the amazing Acropolis. But what exactly is the Acropolis? Acropolis means upper city and refers to the entire hill, and not only the Parthenon, which many people mistake for the Acropolis. The sites on the Acropolis were built during the reign of Pericles in the 5th century BC. To get on top of the Acropolis, you have to go through the Propylaea, which was the main entry point to the religious structures you will see in a couple of seconds. Now you can see the amazing Parthenon. The Parthenon was built in 438 BC and dedicated to the goddess Athena. This impressive temple was built as a commemoration over the Greek victories during the Greco-Persian Wars. After the 6th century, the temple was converted to a church, and after the Ottoman occupation in the 15th century, it was transformed to a mosque. In 1687, during the siege of Athens, the Venetians bombarded the Parthenon and badly damaged it. As you can see, the Parthenon had quite a turbulent history. Next to the Parthenon, we have the Erechtheion. When the Erechtheion was built is unknown, but it is believed that it was built around the year 400 BC and was dedicated to the god of the seas, Poseidon. From the Acropolis, you have also an amazing view overlooking most of Athens. No visit to Athens is complete without visiting the Acropolis, so you have to definitely include this site to your bucket list. You have to also know that since 2024, the number of visitors who are allowed to visit the Acropolis has been limited to 23,000 people per day. That means that you should definitely book your tickets in advance, as otherwise chances are high that you won't be able to buy tickets at the ticket counter. The admission fee is 20 euros, while for people under 25 years it is free. As previously mentioned, it is also included in the combined tickets pass. If you want to learn more about the Acropolis, then head down to the Acropolis Museum, where you can find lots of marble statues that were excavated from the area of the Acropolis. The entry fee of the museum in the high season is 15 euros, while in the low season it is 20 euros, which is not that cheap, but in my opinion worth it. Unfortunately, the museum is not included in the combined tickets pass. Now I am going to show you also some starters you have to try out. First up is saganaki. Saganaki is fried cheese, but depending on which cheese is used, it will taste quite differently. Next up are tomato keftedes, which are fried tomato balls made out of pureed tomatoes, flour and a bunch of herbs. This appetizer comes from the island of Santorini, but is popular throughout all of Greece. If you like it spicy, then tyrokafteri is definitely for you. This spread is made differently in every region, but the main ingredients are feta cheese, hot peppers, olive oil, garlic and lemon juice. The last popular spread is called fava. This spread is made out of mashed split peas mixed with lemon juice, olive oil and onions, which makes it similar in consistency to hummus. It can be eaten both warm and cold. You can try out all of these foods and more at a famous restaurant called Avli. Next up is my personal favorite museum, the Benaki Museum. Named after the influential Benakis family, this was once their private residency and has been transformed into a museum dedicated to Greek art and culture in 1930. In the museum you can see Greek art and cultural objects from antiquity until the modern times. Where the museum really shines are the Byzantine and the folk costume collections. costumes in particular are very beautiful and interesting, as the collection includes all regions of Greece, ranging from Crete to Epirus, as well as regions that had historically large Greek populations such as Constantinople, Pontus, Cappadocia and others. My personal favorite part of the museum are the two traditional houses that they showcase in the museum. The entry fee is 12 euros while the reduced price is 9 euros. My final restaurant recommendation is called Karamalivika. This restaurant serves the traditional food of Greeks who lived in Cappadocia. The food they serve here is quite different from the typical Greek cuisine, as it is more spicy and generally more similar to the Turkish cuisine. One starter that I can highly recommend is called bouilloudi barut, which is a flatbread baked in the oven with feta cheese, tomatoes and sujuk, which is a spicy sausage. The main dish that is also very good but quite spicy is the sahanaki karamaliviko, which is a pan filled with scrambled eggs, tomatoes, sujuk as well as pastirma, which is highly seasoned cured beef. While there, you should also try out their baklava. The final site that I'm going to show you is the temple of Olympian Zeus. This building is one of the oldest structures in Athens, as constructions began in the 6th century BC during the Athenian tyranny. It was dedicated to the god Zeus and was envisioned to be the largest temple in all of ancient Greece. The construction of the temple proved difficult and was only completed in 125 AD during the reign of the Roman Emperor Hadrian, and it was thereafter the largest temple in Greece until the year 267, when the Germanic tribe of the Heruli sacked the city and badly damaged the temple. Since then it was never repaired and left to decay. The entry fee in the high season is 8 euros, while in the low season it is 4 euros. This site is also included in the combined tickets pass. If you enjoyed this video, then please don't forget to subscribe, like and hit the notification bell in order to not miss any of my future videos.